November 23, 1944. Dawn. Hill 260. Leyte, Philippines. The rain didn't fall anymore. It attacked. Sheets of water hammered the ridge, turning volcanic soil into black soup that sucked at boots and collapsed foxhole walls. Japanese voices floated up through the dark. Short, clipped commands, the clatter of gear, the metallic cough of rifles being checked one last time. Private First Class Leonard Funk lay half-submerged in a water-filled scrape that someone had once optimistically called a foxhole. His Springfield .03, wrapped in a shredded poncho, rested on the lip, muzzle just clear of the rain. Every few seconds, a cold trickle found its way down his collar and between his shoulder blades. 72 Americans on the hill, 800 Japanese in the trees below. The manuals back in the States didn't have a diagram for that. Somewhere behind him, a lieutenant had called the position indefensible. In basic, a sergeant had called Leonard useless farm boy when he lagged on a run, but knew every fence line on a map by heart. Leonard squeezed mud out of his glove and watched the slope. Back home in western Pennsylvania, you learned early which part of the pasture would bog a tractor, which fold of ground would hide a deer until it was on top of you. Hill 260 wasn't a field, but it had the same secrets. A dry knob here, a dead ground fold there, a line of fire you only saw if you crawled it. He'd crawled it. For 3 nights. Now, in the gray before dawn, he knew exactly where they'd come when the whistles blew. They came shouting and slipping in the black mud, bayonets up, grenades in belt pouches, convinced the rain and numbers would smother the ridge. Leonard let the first wave crowd into the low ground he'd marked, then rose just enough to see shoulders and helmets over his sight. The Springfield bucked. The first man in the file folded, then another. When his bolt ran dry, his hands moved to grenades, to the bar of a dead friend, to whatever would keep that one gap in the line from blowing open. 9 days later, when the hill was finally relieved, someone with clean paper and a working pencil totaled his confirmed kills at 113. The men who'd survived beside him didn't bother with the number. To them, the useless farm boy was just the reason Hill 260 was still called ours.